Hey, welcome back to another episode of Bo's Garage Tech Talk. It's the follow-up with our talk yesterday about dealership scams. We're about to talk about another thing, warranty scams, specifically extended warranties. Now granted, I don't have every single name, but I'm going to tell you some of the biggest players in the game and if they're good or not good. Let's get started. So I'm going to start this list off with 3 of the worst extended warranty companies I have seen in the automotive industry. Starting off with American Auto / CarShield. This is the one that everybody can say, oh, CarShield. Let me tell you something about CarShield. My experience, they will fight tooth and nail not to cover things and only pay partials when it comes to the parts that need to be replaced and the labor, leaving you on the hook for the rest, despite your deductible. Number 2 is Winds. Now, granted, I don't know if they're still around, but Winds, I've seen them a few times, and the nightmares I have heard from customers complaining. And the worst one, I think this might be what Winds got transitioned to. I heard this, but I'm not 100% if this is who Winds became. But it's another company called Phoenix / Route 66. Route 66 is a different company, but they're terrible as well. But Phoenix, you'll have like a $500 deductible. And let's say the parts cost $500, and then the labor is another $250. They'll only say, oh, we're only going to pay aftermarket prices. So like an AutoZone part instead of a genuine part, whether genuine GM, genuine Honda, genuine Toyota, you know. And they're going to only pay partial of it, of the aftermarket instead of the OEM. So you're going to get a cheaper, crappier quality part in a lot of cases. And then only parts of the labor. So on top of your $500 deductible, you're left on the hook. Unless the dealer, you know, some dealers or some advisors will try to wiggle what they can to save you some money. There's nothing they can really do to help. Because they're not going to go in the hole. But some dealers will do what they can to help you. But I have seen Phoenix absolutely rail people. So I would stay away from them if you're going to look at a third party aftermarket warranty to go onto your car. Let's talk about, in my opinion, 1 meh one and 3 really great extended warranties, at least in my opinion and what I have seen in the industry. The meh one is Endurance. I've heard good and bad. I've dealt good and bad with them in the business. They're not the best in the world, but they're definitely not like Phoenix or American Auto or CarShield. They're okay. They'll do what they can. They try really hard to push for aftermarket parts. So your advisor is going to be putting in the work to try to argue with them on it. Now, with that being said, 3 best in my opinion. This isn't ranked in a hierarchy. These are just 3 best in my opinion. Well, actually, no. 2 best. LDS and Ally. Especially LDS. LDS, at least what I've seen from GM warranties, they're like, okay, that's what's wrong? Oh, all right. Boop. Super fast approvals. Very, very low aggravation with dealing with them. The advisors are happy dealing with them. Parts department's happy with dealing with them because we don't have to cut our prices down a lot of times. Just all around better. I have LDS on my Envision. My wife's car has Ally on hers. I would recommend very highly LDS. Now, the next one is Ally. Ally is really good. Ally is really sold a lot by your GM dealers. Now, I'm not sure, like I said, this isn't a comprehensive list of everyone out there. This is just the ones that I have experience with and my wife. My wife was a service advisor for a while. I was a parts person and a salesman and a technician. the 3 jobs I've done in the automotive industry, in the dealership world, where my wife was a service advisor. So I conversated a lot with her on this, and obviously other advisors that I worked with and worked with in the past. But Ally is really good. A lot of your parts departments don't really like Ally and your advisors because they kind of like, let's say the part should be $500, they'll make it and say, no, we're only going to pay $475. So the parts guys might get a little cheaved because you got to cut a little bit out of the profit margin. But all in all, Ally is a good company for you, the consumer, to deal business with. And I'm not sponsored by them in any way. Like I said, that's just the company I have seen, and they're wonderful, at least in my experience. I just had to use them in my wife's Enclave because, believe it or not, an Enclave broke. Yeah, I know. Unheard of. That was sarcasm if you didn't get it. But they were super easy, super wonderful. Bing, bam, boom, got it handled, car fixed. I was happy. LDS, I haven't had to use them in my Envision yet because it's still under bumper-to-bumper warranty. So if it breaks before it goes out, obviously that's General Motors' problem, not mine. But LDS, from my experience of what I've seen, was pretty good. They really were happy with them. Now, with that all being said, do a little bit of research. If you're going to buy an aftermarket warranty, if you're offered at the dealer, usually the dealers, I know GM dealers are really big on pushing LDS and Ally. Ally is a big partner with General Motors, so you'll wind up seeing them a lot more if you go to a GM dealership. But like this American Auto, Car Shield, Winds, Phoenix, all these off-the-wall ones, you'll see like, oh, you can get a discount extended warranty from Joe Schmoes. Do some research before you go to buy that. Make sure you talk to, I'd go as far as you have advice, like let's say there's a dealership you prefer going to, like you really like them, they got a great staff, XYZ. Talk to the service advisor you do a lot of business with. And they will tell you the straight truth. At least some of them, a lot of my experience will. Now there are some that are scumbags, and that's just how it is, unfortunately, in this world, but there's scumbags in every profession. But I would recommend talk with them. If you got a friend that works at a dealership as a technician, talk to them. Or, just hit the old Google machine up. It never hurts to do a little bit of research to keep yourself protected from having to deal with crappy extended warranties. There's nothing I hate more than having to see some poor person that bought an extended warranty to keep their Nissan going, because we all know Nissan's going to go through 15 CVT transmissions. And they're having to pay out the nose to fix their car, even though they bought this extended warranty. So do a little research to save yourself. I hope I gave you a little bit of ammo to look for a good extended warranty. Like I said, LDS, Ally, and Endurance, I would recommend all 3 of them. Now, with that being said, I hope you like the advice. If you have some questions, please comment them down below, or a topic you would like me to discuss. Thank you very much for watching. So very much. Please like and subscribe if you liked what you saw. And like I said, thank you for watching. Have a beautiful night.